Welcome to the Bank of America Countdown to Green as we get set to go racing.
Last week at Indianapolis, it was Indianapolis. Nothing else was going on. We kind of just fell in line and went through the motions pretty much. And, I talked about pretty much everything I possibly could think of to talk about. But then it got interesting at the end. Tony Stewart and Ryan Newman were running away with it pretty much the whole race. Didn't get a caution to tighten the field back up. But then Stewart got into Newman on pit road, which let Stewart just go out and take the lead by himself, which let everyone else line up and catch him. And we ran out of time. For the second race in a row, we ran out of time. But this time we ran out of tires, not time. And we just didn't have him. We may have had him in a couple laps. I don't know. But I just knew our tires were going to be gone. Tony Stewart got that win. His first win of the season, weirdly enough. And that brings us here to Watkins Glen. Taking a look at the points. I'm not going to show the Winston Cup because it's pretty redundant. It's the top 10 over on the left. That's the Winston Cup. You just got to do the math on the plus minus. We're 52 points back of Newman. Tony Stewart's now in second place, the highest he's been all season. Jeff Gordon's still hanging there, but then there's a drop down to Greg Biffle. Then you see Carl Edwards and Jeremy Mayfield tied for the final playoff spot. We would just let 11 drivers in. We're not getting wild there with the tiebreaker. And then you see Jarrett, Wallace, and Kenseth are all in it, but then Casey Kane, huge drop down to Casey Kane, 50 points. So it's going to be those 14 drivers vying for the 10 spots to the chase. 8 races remaining. Starts here, Watkins Glen.
NASCAR Nextel Cup Series, live from the road course at Watkins Glen, New York. At this 2.45-mile road course, the race really begins in the first turn and doesn't end until you've made it through the last one. Today, the race to the chase takes a spin at Watkins Glen.
August 9th, 1986 was the first NASCAR then Winston Cup race of the modern era here at Watkins Glen. They had raced here previously in 1957 and then in the mid-1960s. Now this track ringed with fans today, all on their feet waiting to see their modern day NASCAR drivers take on the famed road course, and the green flag is up. We're underway.
Yes, that is us in the back half of the pack, starting 29th, but Casey Kane fell off during the pace lap. I don't know what happened to him, so we got moved up a row. Whatever. My name's Adam. Thanks for checking out the video. 14 races now left in our season. Before I forget, a couple things. No cautions this race. I don't want to do 2-minute pace laps. Road course cautions or whatever. Let's just hope we're not involved in them. Or we really just are going to be very depressed for the rest of the race driving by ourselves. And this is a new Watkins Glen, obviously. It's not the Papyrus version. It's because when I cranked up the Papyrus version for our Watkins Glen race this season, I was like, okay, here we go. Tried and true. Good difficulty. But then I noticed we were running into the same issues we ran into in our 92 season, where cars were hitting that tire half wall coming out of pit road and just destroying their car. I saw 2 cars do it in our happy hour, so I said, well, rather than really rolling up my sleeves and figure out what was causing it, I decided just to download a new Watkins Glen. This is a 2013 version from Smith's Den, pretty sure, because I downloaded a couple. The correct attributions in the description. And Why we're starting 29th is because road courses are very difficult to get the difficulty nailed down, and I did it as fast as I could and as well as I could, but I noticed the AI is a little bit slow at the end of their runs. This is times 2 wear, so pit window's about 15 laps. But I noticed the AI was slow at the end of their runs, so I kind of built in a kind of a buffer for that, or to balance a counterweight to that, I guess. I'm trying to think of the word while trying to go through the S's and not wreck. You know, starting 29th, if we Daytona USA through the field. Okay, Ricky Rudd, he didn't hit me. He was just dominating the domain there. Look out! Come on! Come on! Not the best inner loop of all time, right there. Glad I didn't wreck there. Now I'm just angry. Like, that was just. We're gonna get punished in the butthole this race in one of these turns. I was expecting it to be in turn 1. But the thing with Leffler, why I was really trying to figure out what I was trying to say on that back stretch, going back straight stretch going into the inner loop, is because I knew I was in trouble. I knew Leffler running side by side there is never good, let alone when there's a car right behind us. And it was going to be bad news bears. And I knew it was going to be bad news bears. But we survived. But all in all, from what I've seen, this is a nice version of Watkins Glen. No issues that I've seen. Just the usual AI braking stuff that you can fix, and I can probably experiment with in the INI file with, you know, their braking modifying number or whatever. D-cell. But it affects their speed. And I'd rather just have to deal with that, those rear rams, than have to recalibrate the entire difficulty again, you know? Come on, I'm giving you room, Casey Mears, underneath me to go. But he just stays there. Okay. Ooh, 113.486 we ran somewhere. 113.3 was my... So yeah, I don't think I talked about the Sirius or qualifying position. We started 29th, and when I was trying to dial in this track, we had... in fact, I don't even know. I can't remember if I talked about it this race, but we had I forget what I was talking about. What is Leffler doing? Oh, he's making a move. That's fine. But yeah, with this difficulty, we're a little bit faster than the AI at the end of runs. So I'm going to... I want to start a little bit further in the pack, and then we might just have to Daytona USA our way through the field. But we'll see. I did one last ditch effort. Made one last ditch effort thing in the INI to fix it. I haven't tested it yet, because I don't have faith that it's going to work. So we just have to deal with them being slower at the end of runs. It's only for a couple laps. And hell, we're just really playing with ourselves back here, not being able to do anything. The Ricky Rudd setback for a couple laps hurt us.
Left side. Still there. Keep to the right. Still there. Clear.
Yeah, I talked about the starting grid, pretty short.
Car right. Keep to the left. Clear.
Alright, now we're kind of settling in. What we don't want to do is get with side by side with Jeff Burton, but now we got to worry about Jamie McMurray getting into us here. Let's be careful. Alright, I'm actually, last couple laps I've kind of figured out the braking there. Still kind of learning this version of Watkins Glen.
Clear on the left. Left side. Stay on the right. Still there.
Yeah, I talked about the starting grid, how I didn't flip the, I just didn't do it, didn't flip the graphics, whatever. And you probably saw Boris Said had the pole. Good for him. Of course, I did that. I went into Save Game Editor and gave him the pole. Because why not? Let's give him the pole. But it looks like he's not in the lead anymore. Alright, we're settling. Okay, we're in 23rd, probably in 22nd. I forget. There's just too much going on. That's why I'm probably repeating myself sometimes with things. Because I forget what I'm talking about. Trying to hit all of these marks. Trying to worry about the AI. So we're doing okay now. Let's see if we can. I don't know, I'm feeling a little bit confident here. I think with the braking I've figured out we can make some moves. No.
Clear.
Yeah, we can't. Can't do it. We cannot go in there and try to pass. It's not going to happen. Poor Matt Kenseth. I don't think his ratings are that bad. It's just the game. I don't know.
Left side. Stay on the right. Clear on the left. Left side.
Ooh. Bad turn for Jimmy Johnson there. We'll take that.
Keep digging. You're now in the top corner.
Oh yeah, we ran a 113.4 somewhere. I was looking at those numbers and almost got into Kenseth. I know I had mentioned it a few seconds before that, but I had missed my mark. That was all she wrote. Looks like there's a huge gap here between a couple groups of cars. Not sure what that's about. But yeah, difficulty's tough to get in perfectly. Add in the fact I'm gonna get better throughout the race.
Stay on the right.
It's just tough to know how the end of the runs and the end of the race is gonna look.
Clear. Left side. Keep to the right. Still there.
Wow, there's a
Still there.
8 or 9 second difference, a gap
Keep to the right.
between a couple of the groups of cars. I don't know. All right, we had Mike Bliss somewhere, and Bobby Hamilton's way off. So maybe there was something there. Does the spotter not even mention wrecks if we don't have cautions turned on? I don't know.
Clear. All right. Stay on the left. Clear on
I
the
think
right.
definitely our top 10 is our top 10 streak is in jeopardy.
Keep to the right. Clear on the left. Car left. Clear on the left.
Tony Stewart's firmly in the top 10 right now. He's probably going to get a top 10 here without a DNF, and he's going to be, that's going to be 12 in a row. Godlike numbers. But yeah, we are maybe two laps from pit stops, and there's probably going to be limited commercial interruption here.
Car right.
All right, we got to let him go. I went in there way too hot.
Car right.
Um,
Clear.
yeah, limited commercial interruption. I have a feeling once we get ahead of Sterling Marlin here, once we get quote unquote in the lead of this pack, there's gonna be nothing going on.
Left side. Keep digging. Keep to the right.
We may see pit stops this lap, although I'm pretty sure we won't.
Clear.
We got to figure something out here. I don't want to.
Still there.
Junior is behind us.
Clear on the left. Left side.
Okay, let's be smart here. Is there another car behind Junior? I don't know. I can't look. I don't have time. I was gonna let them go because basically in the short term, these are the only spots we can gain right here. So I mean, I could let them go just to, lose a couple spots in the short term. Just know that we're going to be passing these guys eventually.
Keep to the right.
Unless everyone crashes, we're not going to win this.
Clear.
Maybe get a top 14 or something, which isn't even a thing. But yeah, top 14. So yeah, you can see towards the end of the run,
Still there.
we just have an extra little jump on them.
Car left.
Um,
Clear. Right side.
It
Clear.
has to do with tire wear. I could change their tire wear, but then it would change when they pit on ×2 wear. But then I could change my tire wear too, and then you can see it would never stop. Speaking of tire wear, our front right is yellow. I could always just change my tire wear only, but that's a whole thing. Actually, it isn't a whole thing. Leader's pitting now, he just said. So we'll go into, speed limit is 40 miles an hour, and we're a little bit past the flag stand.
Limit 40. Keep it under 3,000 in seconds.
Where are we at here? I see it.
You're too far forward.
How am I
Back
too far
up.
forward?
Keep it under 40. Keep it under 3,000 in seconds.
Where would Jason Leffler be? Is he gonna get into us here? Looks like nobody's coming. Looks like we're in good shape.
Go, go, go! Limit 40. Keep it under 3,000 in seconds.
There's Kyle Busch and Sterling Marlin. Had much better pit stops than us. Alright, in this version of Watkins Glen, pit road doesn't end until way down here.
Watch that speed now. Keep it on 3,000 in seconds. Okay, you're clear of pit lane. Okay, merge when you can.
Bobby Hamilton Jr. I saw he was like, I think he's like a lap down or something. I was looking at the standings sometime during that first run. And I saw he was like a minute behind or something, I don't know.
Leader's pitting now.
So we're in 14th right now. That's strange. Well, no, we were in 16th or something like that.
Still there. Clear.
So maybe gained a couple spots. Somehow. But I'll tell you what, gang. Yeah, we're gonna pick up. I think we're gonna pick up. Okay, we're back in 16th. I don't know. We are going to. I don't know. we might pick up some spots there. Passing, it looked like Jamie McMurray and whoever was on pit road there. But that's going to be it. I think. If those are even, I don't know. Again, I'm trying to hit these marks and think about all this stuff. I can't do it. We're going to be tracking down Robbie Gordon, I'm pretty sure, unless somebody's on pit road right now. I don't know. We got to stop doing that. All right, this is going to be a firm number on where we're at. 13th. Not bad. And trying to look at all these numbers and everything. Robbie Gordon is 8 seconds ahead of us. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to commercial. And hopefully by the time we come back, I will have beaten my 1:13.486 best lap of the race, because I'm on fresh tires, no cars around us.
Tuesday on SVU. Multiple murders with one thing in common. A new and deadlier strain of HIV.
Someone could be killing people with AIDS.
The question is, why murder someone with a fatal disease?
He might kill anyone who's infected.
Law & Order SVU, Tuesday on NBC.
Alright, welcome back. Skipped a chunk there. And we turned in a 1:13.184. So, not chatting about nonsense while trying to run the track and just focusing on it. You can turn in better times. You can see Robbie Gordon there, 8.83 ahead of us. He's been in the 9-second range the whole commercial break, but this is the part of the AI's tire run where they start slowing down some. And you can see we gained almost a second there. So yeah, these road courses almost become a. I made the analogy of Daytona USA or Cruising USA, just driving through the field to get to the end. And there's nothing we can do about it. Well, there probably is something. We obviously won't have any chance of winning this race without a caution, and I mean, we don't have caution, so it's not going to happen. But got news for you. We can split the race pretty much into thirds if we pit right here. And without cautions, we don't have to worry about, you know.
Limit 40. Keep it under 3,000 in seconds.
But what I'm scared of now. Well, no.
Watch that speed now. Keep it on 3,000 in seconds.
Is then maybe just taking on one side of tires on that last stop. But no, they're going to have.
We'll give you 1 can of fuel.
It's basically an entire third run coming up. Because lap 28, there'd be 9 left, so it'd be 1.5. Like, you'd want new tires on. Ideally, we get onto the track here without any traffic.
Keep it under 3,000 in seconds.
If we can get out here without any traffic, we'll be all right. Let me out.
Okay, you're clear of pit lane.
Casey Kane, he had an issue in the starting grid, or on the first pace lap. So, I still don't know what happened to him. And he's a lap down. Yeah, I don't know. Bobby Hamilton's a lap down. Mike Bliss DNF'd somewhere, somehow. Or you know what? Now that I think of it, I remember when we passed Casey Kane on the pace lap, I heard a big crunch somewhere after we passed him, and so Mike Bliss might have hit him. AI might pit. AI might pit this time. We didn't want traffic here. We did not want Casey Kane. We wanted to be on our own, run fast laps with these tires, and maybe get to that next group of with Robbie Gordon and whatnot that we were closing in on. Because now, it seemed like 8 or 9 laps into the run was where we started picking up some ground on them. And that's going to be the end of the race by the time they pit. So we're not going to gain any ground on them like that. So, I mean, this will be it. We were running 13th. Hopefully gain a spot somewhere. Top 10 streak is done. But all told, we're going to get through the road courses this season without too much damage. I want to get past Terry Labonte here.
Left side. Clear on the left.
And we will. And now, I mean, any car near us, in front of us, is going to be for position, most likely. Harvick's going to be for position. And at least gives us a goal. Like, hey, maybe we can gain a spot, you know? I'm still running this like the old Watkins Glen, or the Papyrus Watkins Glen. I'm not using up all the track.
Right side. Stay on the left.
That was the best turn I've ever done. That was perfect.
Clear.
This might be like a 108.
Cars a lap down.
No, 113.8. That's realistic. Like, you can use all this over here. Hello, we got some cars to race.
Clear on the right.
Pretty sure these are all the cars that were in that Robbie Gordon group. Well, what you have to do, Brian Vickers, is go. Like, that's where we're at right now.
Left side. Keep to the right. Still there. Clear on the left.
We're in 30th. Now, hang on. I'm thinking pit stops are cycling through and we're just going to gain spots. I think that's still the case. I think we're going to gain a bunch of spots right here.
On left. You're
Yeah.
now in the top 20. Stay on the right. Stay
For a
on the
split
right.
second, I was thinking we were... AI took on 2 tires or something and we were in trouble. But no, we saw Harvick, and as soon as I saw Mark Martin up here,
All right.
I knew we were going to be okay.
Clear on the right. Right side. Clear.
Bobby Labonte's for position. Now, we still might get into the top 10. Never give up. If that's Tony Stewart right here, it's either Tony Stewart or Jeff Burton. It looks like Tony Stewart. I don't have time to mess with that. Those standings.
Keep to the right. Clear on the left.
Well, go, buddy. That is Tony Stewart.
Car left. Clear on the left. Car left. Keep to the right.
Well, hello. We're in 11th
Clear on the
now.
left.
Bobby Labonte is our ticket to the top 10.
Next car's the leader.
And we're probably going to get... I don't know where we gained all these... I don't know how we gained all these spots. Because we just... we're in the top 10 now, because Carl Edwards was coming out of pit road. And... we hadn't passed him yet when we hit the start finish. So we're gaining that spot. I'm afraid to see who's in the lead now. Jarrett and Waltrip are going to be no good. It's going to be Jeff Gordon. Yeah, he just passed the start finish line, so he's going to be in first. Actually, let's keep that up. Biffle's 3 seconds back. Here comes all the turd burglars back here. It's going to just start swooping through.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep digging.
We're in 8th place. Right on Stewart. Where's Ryan Newman? Ryan Newman's in 11th. And damn it, I was going to look at the chase stuff. I don't have time to look at those standings though. So it's a blessing in disguise. Because I was going to put dashes around, at the very least, the cars that were out of the chase looking in. And then that would remind me on who's in looking out, rather than just marking all the drivers, you know. So I was going to say this is a big run for Greg Biffle, but it's not going to be a huge points gain. I mean, 5 or 6 points on us and Tony Stewart. And a little bit more on Ryan Newman, running 11th, but Kyle Petty and Mike Wallace are a lap down now. Now I'm curious what happened. We were well behind this group of cars. I don't know if there was an issue on pit road. I don't think the short pitting really had anything to do with it. Although it might, because I said we're gaining about a second a lap on them. So maybe, you know, maybe a second and a half. Maybe they were behind the lap traffic or something. Let's not throw it away here. Seems like Jeff Gordon's becoming a road course specialist. Wait a minute, where's Boris Said? Third, okay. Yeah, Jeff Gordon won at Sonoma. He's going to win here, most likely. That's what's keeping his championship dreams alive. Just 5 more to go. I'm able to run 113s now pretty mindlessly. It seems like we used up our tires in those first laps on this new run to make sure we were able to gain some spots. Now we can just use track position and kind of settle in here. We're definitely losing these guys ahead of us. But however we managed it, we're in the top 10. Oh, lapper up here, Mike Wallace. But let's not let it invade our dreams, because we're not going to be able to compete with these guys here at the end. The stupidest thing we could do right now was try to make a pass on Bobby Labonte there. Get spun out in this turn. I'm content where I'm at right now. Like, we're not going to... The risk and reward, it's too off balance. Not worth it. Actually, I'm doing some research right now, seeing how they hang. Oh, look at that, 113 flat somewhere. Good for me. Yeah, wow. Look at how much trouble these cars have with this lapper. Mark Martin almost pooped his pants there. He doesn't know what to do. Tony Stewart was able to handle him. In turn 1, might I add. And here comes Mark Martin doing it in turn 1. See how Martin handles it, or Bobby Labonte handles it. Side by side into the inner loop. No thanks. I'll stay back here.
All right.
And wreck. No.
Clear.
Yeah, we're coming up on, well, Gordon's already taken 2 to go. But this is our 2 to go.
Just 2 to go.
And here comes Bobby Labonte, going to make the pass in turn 1. So that's how they handle lappers, it looks like. Although Bobby Labonte didn't do it. Got slowed up.
Left side.
Hello.
Stay on the right. Clear on the
Nope.
left. Car left.
Take it, buddy.
Clear.
We were seconds from disaster there. Jeff Gordon still running away with this.
Left side.
How you can take advantage of this
Still there.
Mike Wallace and Bobby Labonte battle.
Stay on the right.
Because Bobby Labonte's having trouble
White flag. One more lap to go.
and gets real slowed up when attempting those
To
passes.
the right.
Robbie Gordon's on us. Let's see if we can get under Wallace here. Nope, that's not wreck, huh?
Stay on the right. Still there. Clear on the left.
We gotta just fly through here,
Stay on the right. Clear.
and just I need some breathing room here in the inner loop. This would be the worst thing to ever happen in my life if we get spun out through here. No, we're fine. All right, we have just a couple more turns left. We're gonna finish in 7th place, and this was fun. I mean, I don't know if there's a way to, there's some tracks we jump, like even Chicagoland. That was awesome stuff. Good racing. Road courses are different, and it's just its own breed of what we do, and this was fun. Finished 7th.
All right, there's the checkered flag. Great
I'm
job,
anxious to see
buddy.
what happened with all the wrecks and everything. And that does it. Jeff Gordon didn't get that win. He led 34 laps. Carl Edwards led 2. Jamie McMurray led 1. Boris said, good job. Finished 3rd. Hopefully I was able to convey somewhat what caused those big gaps in the pack. I mean, there's almost a 10-second gap between Said and Kurt Busch. And then hopefully I was able to convey what led to us gaining spots on that second round of pit stops. Pretty crazy how much time we gained. But the heavy hitters here, Jeff Gordon and Biffle up there, of course. Tony Stewart up there, of course. So we're going to lose points to them, even though some are behind us. You know what I mean. But Ryan Newman, we're gaining 6 points on him. It's going to be tight. I'm really looking forward to this. The final 13 races of the season. It's gonna be awesome. And then the back half, Dale Jarrett, that hurts him. Jeremy Mayfield. I'm trying to think of the cars that are on that outside looking in on the chase. Yeah, Carl Edwards was there, and he finished 9th on the other page. Nothing else sticking out back here. Junior finished 33rd. Then we had Terry Labonte, Mike Wallace, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Kyle Petty, and Casey Kane all finished a lap down. And then Mike Bliss, we lost him 4 laps into the race. So he didn't bang into Casey Kane, so I don't know what happened there. And then hopefully I was able to show what happened to Casey Kane during the pace lap. Unfortunately for Kane, if that was a championship driver that it happened to, I would have probably restarted the race, but he's not. I mean, he's 70 points. He's pretty much eliminated from the chase now. Because he was, 70 points out of below the cut line. Now he's going to be way more than that. But that's it. Watkins Glen, it's fun. That's all I can say. It was fun. I don't know how much fun it is watching it. Hopefully I tried to spruce that up with some broadcast stuff. But yeah, we turned in a 113 flat somewhere. That's awesome. All right. Up next is we're going to Daytona. And then next week is Michigan, Bristol Night Race, and Richmond. That's looking at that. That's going to be fun. These are going to be the next 4 races are going to be pretty fun, and we're really digging into the end of the season. I'm pumped. This will be great. All right. Thanks for watching.